Hey there, everybody. It's Bill McDonald, the reading and writing doctor. One of the most common questions I get asked by teachers when I'm there in person with them at a training, uh, in my online Zoom trainings, or often by messenger or email is, how do I help a student write an essay who can barely write a sentence, who's not functioning at the passage level, let alone the paragraph or even struggling at the sentence level. So, what I want to show you is a basic plan that you can work your students up to that really struggle. It's going to be using my Spanish and my English folder, but at least enough so that your students can be minimally successful and have the best chance to possibly get at least a 1 and a 1 from each reader. That's a 2. And then hopefully a 1 and a 1 for conventions. That would be 4 points. And if we're lucky, then we could get a 2 uh, from each reader and a 1 for conventions. That would be a total of 6, or a 2 conventions. If we have a 2 and a 2, that would be 4, and that would be a total of 8 points. Now, because of the lack of development, it's going to be hard to get the students to get to 8 points. But I think that 4 points or 6 points for your struggling readers is going to be reasonable if your kids can follow this plan. And so I'm going to show it to you in both English and Spanish using my advanced folder. The first one here is my Spanish one. And so I apologize for those of you who don't speak Spanish, but I want to make sure that I address the third, fourth, and fifth grade teachers who are going to have some kids write expository or argumentative in Spanish. Ok, entonces vamos a preguntar primero qué es el propósito o el tema. Ese es el primero chango aquí, rojo. Ok, ¿qué es el tema? ¿Qué es el sujeto del tema? Sabiendo esto, podemos empezar con nuestra idea principal, pero ya dije antes mucho que tenemos que mirar el texto, evidencia, para saber cuál es ah, el correcto manera de hacerlo, y porque todo tiene que estar junto del texto. Las estudiantes tienen que mirar como una o dos ejemplos de texto, y esto va a ser la camisa y las pantalones. Entonces, si miramos que el tema tiene dos ideas, tal vez podemos tener un básico, una idea principal básico, o una opinión básico con solamente un, ah, un, el ejemplo de texto representando la camisa, y una para con las pantalones. ¿Qué es la razón? Si tenemos una idea principal o una oración de la opinión, tenemos razón número 1, punto final, un ejemplo de texto en oración, podemos transdecir a otra razón o otro para conectar el segundo idea, que es mi segundo razón o segunda parte, y mi otro ejemplo de texto y mi oración. Al fin, tenemos que introducción, tener cuerpo y conclusión, y no dejándolo sin los zapatos, que es nuestra conclusión. podemos repetir, reformular o reflexionar. Y para los que tienen problemas, es más fácil por ellos de usar las palabras del tema para responder. Y podemos repetir más o menos la idea principal al fin. Entonces, este tiene una, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis oraciones y dice ah, aquí abajo, no te olvides de editar y revisar. Y el correcto manera de usar editar es mupu. Y sabiendo esto ya que vamos a checar la gramática y el contento con estas dos palabras, mayúscula, minúscula, uso, puntuación y pronunciación, porque estos dos cuentan ah, en el gramática, ortografía, oración, si está texto corrido o fragmento, o oraciones que tal vez, tal vez a veces tenemos fragmentos y a veces tenemos demasiado puntuación. ah, Tenemos que quitar estos dos y cambiarlos a oraciones. So back to English, if I was to say, okay, I need to think of that same idea, my newest, latest plan that I'll be attaching for you guys says, what is my purpose and what is my prompt? It's either going to be argumentative or expository, or possibly in 6th through 11th, it could be correspondence. And uh, but the part I want to focus on is what is the prompt, the topic, what are the key words, and because we have to have an introduction, then again your students can say, I'm going to respond to the topic with some restating to come up with either what's called my central idea statement for elementary, my controlling idea statement for middle school, my thesis statement for high school, or what would be the claim or the opinion in all the grade levels. Uh, if you're, and again, you need one of those if you're writing a letter to a person for correspondence as well. So in order to get the basics, we have body one and body two. So if you notice, the Y has two sticks. So if I have my hands up, I have a Y. And so basically, if I can just have two sentences for each one, like we did, like I showed you in Spanish, what is my reason that I chose that idea? And that's right there, because you got to have organization, you have to have structure. And the body is the heart of the essay, which I mentioned in my I Heart You video. Why did you choose the idea? And because everything has to be based on evidence, you can think of the WWE acronym: why, where, and the evidence. So you can either tell me the where inside the evidence. You can put the evidence in quotations, or it can be without. But if you could give me at least one reason why, because we said sometimes the topics have two ideas in them. And so we'd have to kind of respond with the first part of the idea with at least one piece of evidence. And then you would transition using something like um, any kind of a transition word that moves to the next idea. My second reason, my second piece of evidence, another thing that comes to mind, just basic. And again, because we're developing two different ideas, or at least trying to have a basic development, what is my second reason, and what is my second piece of evidence? And that is the basic structure. And of course, at the end, because you have to have an end, one sentence, ending, maybe a rephrase, or conclusion, a reflection. You could have one more sentence to conclude, and voila, there you have, again, six sentences that have at least a basic structure using two pieces of evidence and making sure that everything is tied together. And so if you have all of these with one period, that means that you didn't take time to do the editing afterwards with the cups, with the two letters, capitalization, usage, punctuation, stop signs with red, slowing down signs with yellow, spelling to see and say and hear and listen and think and look up the words we don't really know how to spell. Check for run-ons, for repetition, for fragments, comment, just to try to work on the basics of sentence boundaries. And then of course be in English, we have to, what is there something that we could add? Green, remove red, replace green, or move yellow. And so you might have your kids learn how to kind of change the order around, and it's the same thing in Spanish for revisar, agregar, añadir, reemplazar, remover, o mover. So the same concepts I have there in both English and Spanish. So you might have a goal to try and see if you can get six sentences, and because of the why part that comes from your student's head, the central idea or claim comes from their head, even though they're restating their central idea, as long as they don't just restate the prompt, as long as they respond to the prompt, then you can use the prompt words for those kids who struggle. They just have to make sure that there's a sentence, a statement that does respond to the prompt, because more important than restating the prompt or the topic is responding. So that's my basic structure for both English and Spanish. So what I'll do is I'll use one of my extended constructed response essays and show you what would a basic essay look like uh, to get a one or a two from each reader in the organization and the development, and maybe a one or a two in the grammar, just hoping for the best, but hoping that we can at least get 2 points from each reader for the organization, development, and conventions, which would be a four, or um, maybe a combination of 3 points would be realistic, because in order to get the 8 points, that means that both readers would be giving us 4 points, 2 points probably for the development and organization, and 2 points meaning that the grammar is strong. I don't think that you would be able to qualify for a three with such little development, just giving a reason for your evidence and for your idea, but at least we have that basic structure in place. So try that with your kids, and my next video will show you how to actually apply that to one of my prompts from the practice tests for elementary and middle school. And you can let me know if you're watching this and you're from high school. I'll even use that basic structure for a high school student, so at least they can have what the rubric states is needed in terms of basic organization uh, and um, the central idea, the controlling idea, the thesis, or the claim. Uh, Thank you guys so much for watching, and God bless.